see. How we doing, man? Yes, sir.
Good.
Hello, y'all. What's up? What's up? Can I grab you guys a drink?
Yes, please. What do you got?
What are we drinking? We got water. We got beer. We got
Beer would be nice. Beer would be great.
What's up? This is Hayden with Alpha Grand TV. Today we have local hip hop artist Zaeshaun Haze in the building. What's up, Zaeshaun?
Hello. Hi.
What's up? We have our co-host, the great Bambi. What's up, Bambi?
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, what's up, Zaeshaun? How you doing?
I'm good. You know, just chilling, man.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Well, yeah, seriously.
Back.
Thank you for coming back and making it right for us. Seriously.
Yeah, of course.
Been long in the making, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's definitely not our first time around, but definitely happy to have you back. But yeah, tell us a little bit. You know who you are, how you got started.
I'm Zaeshaun Haze. My mic, right? Not the big one. I always want to look at the big one. Hello. I'm Zaeshaun Haze. I'm here in Spokane, Washington, making music. I've been doing so for about 7 years. I guess you could say 4 years professionally. And, you know, I guess I started making music by singing all the time. You know, there would always be a song in my head, and for some reason it always left my lips, sometimes unsolicited, or, you know, just it kind of just happened. Kind of just, you know, we drifted here, and it was always meant to be. Other words, yeah. Otherwise, we just big chilling, baby.
Hell yeah. So what inspired, like, hip-hop? Like, what were you listening to growing up?
Kind of a culmination of everything. I mean, hip-hop and rap has kind of just always been in my family household for a very long time. I would be in kindergarten singing, like, you know, like, I get high, 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 high. And then they would be like, Zaeshaun Haze singing these rap lyrics. You know, I'm like cursing and shit. I don't know what the fuck it means because I'm a child, but it's just, you know, I think a lot of rap and hip hop just had a huge effect on me growing up. I mean, I would even have like R&B songs. Like, I was a big fan of Ruben Studdard when I was young. I say like Sorry 2004 by him was just like always stuck in my head, and I tell my mom like that's my song. And then growing up too, it'd be like a lot of punk, and like I kind of just grew up in that era, so a lot of those songs like would be like radio songs and stuff you'd already be like hearing kind of here's and there's. So I guess that kind of subconsciously did something. But, you know, even like I have a side of my family that's like they go crazy in the mountains and just listen to like fucking Zac Brown Band or like Nickelback and fucking U2 or some shit. And even you gotta love some of them too. Like, yeah, you gotta take the good and the bad, man, because music is like fucking everywhere. So I think, like I said earlier, it just was like destined to be. I mean, music just already affected me like in huge ways as growing up, and
naturally you just kind of were always
experiencing
singing,
it. Dude, that J.G. Wentworth song, bro, the opera, man, it's fucking fire. I don't even know, bro. Like, I would have like, you know, jingles and like commercials stuck in my head, which what they're made to do, but I would be sitting there like J.G. Wentworth, like going crazy.
I always looked at you as like the artist who like is the next generation. You know what I'm saying? Like, the artists that we grew up listening to, those influences, that's what is a culmination of like you as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are the next generation. Your sound, yeah. One thing I always say on a lot of podcasts, man. If people ask me who's the best artist in Spokane, I always say Zaeshaun Haze, man. Like, straight up, like.
Oh shit! I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The sound is
Thanks,
so
baby.
unique. The sound is so unique. I don't remember exactly how I heard about you, but it might have been through Mimosas with Manor, to be honest.
I think that's where a lot of roots cross road, man. I think that's just where it started. Honestly, yeah. I mean, that man. That beautiful, beautiful man.
Yeah. Shout out Mimosas with Manor.
Shout out.
But yeah, he put me on to you, and I was like, oh, there's something different. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, you know, I obviously making music videos, I see and hear a lot of different artists, but when I heard you, it was like, oh, this is something special. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the Karma song that was one of the first ones that I seen.
Yeah. Karma's a bitch.
Yeah, you're in like a box, but the edit was just like unbelievable in that video.
Yeah,
like,
that was made by Noah Made It. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if he's making videos still, but I know he makes dope rugs and stuff too. You just hop over on I think it's Trader Joe Outlaw, and Noah Made It, and there still works and stuff, and he's still creating, which is awesome. But yeah, he just had the craziest concepts. Like, he pulled up with a box, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, and just seeing the final product, it was like mind blowing.
Yeah, I heard that song, and I'm just like, oh man, this kid is on a different level. And I was like worried. I was like, oh man, there's gonna be some people that want to just kind of sink their teeth into you. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like grab you while you're still so young, and where they can kind of like take you with them on their path or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
But yeah.
No, definitely. Like, lyrically, I have to say, like, your sound, it's very, very catchy. It definitely stands out. It's like the energy that you want to listen to, and it's like super, upbeat and unique, and it's just it's a really good sound,
And it came out of that Glass Park, that vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, shout out Glass Park. Holy shit. I hit a point working with all of those boys. The culmination of like 7 to 8 artists in passing coming through the group at a time, and I think I really came to a point where I was like, how do I incorporate like my melodies or the melodies that I wanted into like the music that I make, or how I create. And I think like I found my writing process, or like my creation process, and I figured out that I really did not want to be that. When I was about 16, I pretty much stopped living at home. I was kind of at home in passing, coming through a lot of couch hopping and stuff like that, but it made me definitely learn that I want my space for sure. And that was like, and just being so young and just being like, this is where I want to set up a studio, and this is how I can write, and this is how I can like feel comfortable, because I don't always, like, if I'm in a studio and you have some random people come over, bro, like, you're fucking with my studio time, like, hella, like, right. I think that's a bad, like, especially if I haven't met them before, or they haven't heard me before, I still get nervous. Right. Crowds are like nothing. Like, I can blend, and my music and everything, and like my whole just consciousness can blend into the crowd as I'm like performing, and I'm like super like high on fucking adrenaline and like dopamine. It's very different in the studio. So I think I learned that from like Glass Park, like being with like all of my guys and being able to like fully like put out my voice, get loud, get crazy. I'm making something weird, but I like can follow through with it without being like, oh, I gotta be a little quiet, I gotta be a little silent for like, yada 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 yada. Like, when I first stepped up in my crib and started making music, I was just like fucking, it was like a song every day, because I was like so happy that I was able to even like just express myself. And I think I learned that from Glass Park hella.
What is the story behind Glass Park? Like, what's the origin story of them? And because I know you're with Affiliated now, but like, what are some of the differences maybe of being in,
yeah. I mean, it started out pretty easy. I mean, I was just a kid who wanted to make music really bad, and I naturally gravitated towards like as like boxed or labelist as I can say, is like we were very alternative people. So like even as children, like it was kind of like destined to be with like a whole, some of us were like in like this whole emo wave as it was coming on, and like I was like heavy onto a lot of stuff, and fucking it was just kind of natural that I blended with these people. I mean, I met Matt Shields through my childhood friend Eric is Dead. I grew up with Eric for a long time. Michael is his name actually, but it's funny because it's a whole thing. Listen to the songs, you can figure it out.
Side story. We cut to a little side story.
But I met him through Eric is Dead, and he honestly was the first person I ever met our age that like bought like a whole ass mic with a mic stand, mic shield, fucking computer setup, little speakers. They were like the like HP, like the desk, fucking Dell like speakers. But I was like, damn. I was like, and he never done anything. He was like, I don't even know what I was gonna do yet. Originally, he was gonna make a gaming YouTube with a bunch of people back in the day. So he just had all this equipment ready to go. And I was like, well, can we make songs on it?
Right.
And it kind of just started there. And that's when Matt really got into music too, because he wasn't, I mean, being in, you know, the weird turmoils in our life, you know, and I never knew when I was going to turn to music. It kind of just happened. And I think that's how it happened for him too. And then, you know, we just started picking people, you know. I think Matt ran into Brady and we all met him and we fucking loved him. He's like a big fucking teddy bear and he's super funny and he kind of has like a weird Boston accent, but he's, you know, from Washington. He grew up here the whole time, so it was kind of weird how he like acquired such an accent. But it's freaking, I think we were working with This Is 509 and Harris Hills back when he was Harry the Hooper. And
I remember, yeah.
There's someone else I'm forgetting, yeah, and that sucks. We got a good friend who's like always been like a really good producer, or like, you know, he would make some songs here and there, but he was really good at helping us really just get around, set things up, and, you know, just he was a really good friend the whole time, Dakota, and he goes by Shell Incorporated on all platforms.
Now, is Glass Park still around? Are they still making music together, or what happened with that?
Yeah, everybody's still making music, kind of at their own terms, in their own way. I guess a lot of them are kind of at the point of just like, get your bread up, you know, which is a total okay stance to take when you're not, you know, financially super able. I mean, there's points where you can be ball to the wall and you can figure things out, you know, but at the same time, do you really want to stress yourself out, cut corners, you know?
100%. No, it's.
I think a lot of them are just writing, curating, like mastering just the craft that they've, you know, started on. You know, everything's just a journey, and I think we're only just getting started.
Right. Yeah. No. Glass Park. One thing I can say is the visuals were super unique, super grunge. You know. Yeah, they just had that vibe. Just that young kid just breaking stuff type of vibe, you know?
Yeah, and it was so cool because, I mean, really all of us, I mean, there's a whole discography on YouTube that kind of amazes me sometimes to look back and listen to, because everybody was just on so many different flows and so many crazy, we have so many crazy tie-ins, and there's still songs in a computer God knows where that, you know, we always talk about all the time. I have some songs in my computer that I'm thinking of dropping soon in some sort of fashion, because I don't want to totally neglect them, because they are old songs, and you know, some of the mixing is lost in translation, and there's some things that can't be taken back with the way the song sounds and whatnot, just how we did it, because we didn't really know better. But there's still a lot of things that you know, we've done that is just so crazy and so versatile, and I think that's kind of where I was able to build kind of myself in the versatility. I mean, it was kind of just like, in a weird way, even though we weren't really anything, it was like I was in a room full of goats. Like everybody was just so hungry and so ready to go.
What was that like trying to get yourself established out here?
It was weird. For the first couple years starting out, I mean, I was, you know, young, underage, couldn't really go to bars. Sometimes I played at bars, but I was just so anxious because half the time, bro, they didn't even know. Like, I mean, nobody communicated with me, and sometimes I didn't know that was like some weird taboo thing or something I couldn't do if I was just chilling there performing or something. But apparently, you know, some people were like, "What? You're not 21?" And I'm like, "Shit." And that was always kind of a weird hurdle, but at the same time, there was no like
who were like some of the people that
deficiency.
you worked with that you feel like has helped you, like, you know, get to where you are now in the community?
Definitely like Mimosa. I'm thinking definitely, I want to say I mean, back in the day, it was really like kind of just us, like kind of everybody in Glass Park, because we had done shows and sold out shows in Bartlett's, and sometimes people would do some weird shit and like try to cherry pick us, and kind of like it was just like interesting, you know. I felt like kind of there wasn't a whole lot of external help, except they're like, you know, the occasion like, holy shit, you're super cool for your age, and you're like, music's like really dope, and sometimes they'll put me on a couple shows, but a lot of those kind of people I met were really just in passing and just really like weren't kind of about their stuff, and you know, it's weird because you try to look at somebody like, you know, this whole like elder thing, or somebody who's been doing it for a long time, and I think that sort of respect gate is kind of weird, because some people really just aren't about their shit,
Yeah.
and they'll always try to front and say some shit like that, like they are. A good example is just like a collective that I was working with for a little while, and not really working with them. I always told them that I wasn't really, because I was just getting off of Glass Park, and it never felt right. It never felt right to like just like move on and be like, yeah, I'm in a new collective and shit. And honestly, I hate like the idea of collectives. Affiliated happened because Affiliated felt so natural.
Right.
And in other terms, like, somebody just flat out, is gonna ask me like randomly, like, hey bro, come join this little squad and like create with us. And I was like, I'll create with you any day. But I definitely just feel like I'm okay with just being Zaeshaun Haze, man.
How did that connection come to be with?
I think through another artist around here. I think I just met him. Or the connection between the new collective or affiliated. Oh, dude, it was almost like, it was crazy. Like, I did a Bendy show. Not really a Bendy show, it was a Nobi show, but Bendy had put it on the Scheming network that they're building here in Spokane. And they just I was doing like a bunch of like live just renditions of a lot of songs, and I tried to do a couple live tracks, but then I ended up having to flesh out the rest of my set with some playbacks that I had.
Right.
And it wasn't very fun, but like I was able to like, I don't know, the energy in the room, not the show wasn't very fun, but the fact that I had to do playbacks because I was really trying hard to get a full like set done, because it's just how you do it, just the right way to do it, I guess, but at the end of the day, I played my little heart out, and the crowd was really dope. It was honestly like one of my first like bigger shows since COVID. So, and I met Nobi, which I was really anticipating. I mean, he's just such a cool guy. And the first time that I met him in passing, it was like way too short, man. I was like, I'm trying to talk about a bunch of crazy shit, and like, the next time I really met him, it was just even better and kind of weird, because a situation had happened where like somebody I knew tried to fucking steal from him, like from their booth, and we had to like go chase him down. Right. And I felt hella bad, so I was like, oh, dude, that's crazy, bro. Like that. Yeah, dude, some people are just like crazy. Some people are crazy, what can I say? But they were really cool about it, and then I got to meet Top, and they invited me over to their place after the show, and they did like a little party, and Top was just making beats, and I think after a couple times of coming over in those passing sections, they asked me to perform one time. It kind of just came in. Like I went to go for a couple sessions, and then the compilation of songs we had made, it just ended up being so good, and we loved how a lot of them thematically like tied in together, that we just were like, he looked at me, he's like, let's just bust out an album right now, and he threw me a really sweet fucking deal for the beats, and it was just so crazy, I was like just honored at the time, and then he ended up just becoming my brother. They're all my family, bro. Like, they all like showed me so much love, and they're all just, it was like the same vibes. It was like the same Glass Park vibes. Like, and they were so hungry.
Each of you guys complement each other. Like, you with the vocals, and then on a top beat, and then, Kay taking the photos. Like, everything comes together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's, like I said, if it happened any other way, it wouldn't have felt right. It just was so natural. Like, everybody took up, like, a role and was like, yo, I'm gonna play this to the end, like, and I think Top looked at me, and I think Beerus and Bape were there, and they were like, yo, dude, are you affiliated, bro? I was like, yeah, bro, come on. Yeah. It was just, that's just how it was, man. I don't know, it was crazy though, honestly. Like, those are the type of situations that you really can't,
feels natural.
You can't look for. You can't actively search for that kind of connection, because that's not how it works. Like, a lot of people want to work together, and like, I always put into example, like, everybody wants to be like Lil Peep and like smoke a sack. Like, everybody wants to be like so fucking cool with their producer, and their producer like chops everything down and makes everything, and like, you know, we got the mixing and mastering, and like they're helping me do that in house. Like I learned to be a better like engineer through Top, and but shit like that doesn't happen. Like you gotta you know, there's a difference between going to like one of these studios around here and paying the guy to mix your stuff,
right,
compared to, you know, you having these real connections, these real outlets, and you know, you can't look at a guy like a fucking, you can't look at me like a checkbook or like a check. You can't look at me like a cash cow, bro, and like, you know, use like I'm not in there like, hey yo, like I got Top chained to the desk, you know, but people like will like look at somebody like that, you know, and that's why, you know, it's not working out for them at the end of the day.
That's why it fails a lot of times, is because of that reason. Exactly. It's about people not wanting to feel taken advantage of, I think. You know, it's like you're doing something for him, he's doing something for you. Everybody's mutually beneficial, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, even kind of like, we're just creating like at the same time. Like it's really just to a point where we're like just straight up like he hits a fucking triangle, you see a little ding,
exactly,
ding, and we're sitting there like, hey yo,
it's about having fun. It's about having fun. Y'all are having fun. 100%. If it ain't fun, then it's not. Then what are we doing? You know?
Yeah, no, and that's a big thing too, because you could pay for a service just fine, and that's fine with me, you know. And I'll pay anybody for the service. Like I'm saying, like I'm paying Top for the beat still. You know, we're talking like, you know, everybody's getting percentages, everybody's getting bread. You know, everybody's like getting paid out. But at the same time, like motherfucker, like, I'm not gonna pay someone who doesn't care about my work.
100%.
And you know, it's just like I'm not gonna run to this service where somebody's like gonna look like fucking. Hey, bro, you like that? I'm like, I don't know. Do you like that? Shit. Damn. I'm sitting there the whole studio ghost town. I got like Elisha behind me, and I'm looking at him like, and he's like, yeah, it's pretty good. You know? But I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, hey, bro, like. And at that time, like, dude, I was working with somebody, and they're really cool. Their studio is really great, but that's just how they were. And you know, and I try to, and I never really knew a lot of terminology, you know. So I'm like, and this is the story that everybody's. I put the thingy with the thingy. I want the thing to sound like slower. Can it sound like lower? Like, you know. And I'm always just trying to. I sound stupid. I'm not trying to sound stupid to this dude that looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, just like just bland face, just like, and I'm like, you know, can you make the thingy a little, like, can you turn that up just a little bit? Yeah, he's gonna be like, no.
I've noticed studio vibe though is like a big deal for artists. So tell me, what is it like in the studio? Are you guys partying? Are you guys like grind mode? Like, what's the vibe in the studio?
Definitely grind mode. I mean, right now, me and Top's kind of little studio thing is just like, I come through, I eat, we chop it up, I smoke a little bit, and then we kind of just start listening to beats. Like if we're looking for something new, if we're working, if we're working on something old, we're gonna do a couple listens through and just like kind of make sure that the idea that we have is still set, and kind of like, I mean, we'll smoke. You know, I think smoking is not important to the studio time, but I think if you're gonna do something like of that time, like that's the only thing really to do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, unless I'm like in fucking Atlanta or California and there's like 20 people in my studio, then I guess, yeah, we're gonna drink a little bit. Like I don't care. Like I don't think that's gonna hinder
juices flowing.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hinder my like
absolutely
writing process and anything. It'll just be, that's where it's like fun to when we're working on something a little more like, okay, this is for the album, this is for the single. Like I'll drink on a single, I'm not gonna drink for my album. Kind of like, I don't know, kind of an interesting,
I mean,
weird
each
thing.
song is gonna be different too, and you're gonna have those memories like, oh, I remember making this song and I was drunk as fuck or whatever.
Yeah.
You know
No, I mean, you should have a good time in the studio, and I think chopping it up and just like, I think the vibes are always important, no matter what they are.
Yeah.
No matter if they're like more of like we're working or like, you know, we're fucking around, because we still do that too. You know, we'll pull up and we'll do some crazy joints.
It's about it's about how you feel with that person. You know what I'm saying? That you're gonna get more work done if you're more comfortable with that person, obviously. But yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, agreed. Just for like that natural feeling, it just feels more natural. 100%, I agree. So yeah, tell me, you know, as far as like you getting started like what are some of your biggest accomplishments?
I don't know. I think I did a show not too long ago, right before the end of summer. I opened up for Sam LaChow. I think that show kind of was I think that was definitely like a little pin in the little timeline, you know?
That's pretty cool. I've always listened to Sam LaChow, like, growing up and whatnot.
Yo, that's so crazy, because, like, that's what, like, everyone told me. And I personally never had heard of him before. I think before I got a couple years into making music, but, I think it was crazy. Oh, where
that was the
shout
song,
out Banana Goo Pie.
Oh yeah.
But he was really nice, and that show was like, I mean, it was banging. I never had more fun at a show, like going in like by myself. Like, I think that's the hardest thing sometimes, is I don't really have like a whole lot of like, I'm trying to just start now. Like, I couldn't really work with the light guy too much. Like, I gave him something to do, and it kind of wasn't necessarily to the T, but then again it was more like some obscure instructions, which was weird. But I'm looking for a guy that's like, go sit there and he's gonna hit the strobe real quick on like some crazy beat drop, or like cut the lights when I do like some crazy,
Right.
I like the showmanship, and I haven't been able to do that, but being by myself, without like any like theatric or gimmick, and I'm opening, and I have to set like or attempt to set a tone, I think that was probably one of my best. That's for sure.
And I think Riker was working on that show. Yeah, was she the reason, or was she part of how you got to be on that show?
Yeah, she definitely did do a really nice layup for that one. We were kind of just working intensively with I think just as soon as I started working with Top, we kind of ended up working a lot more with Riker. It was kind of around the same time.
Gotcha.
I put my manager on just around the same time, just right before I started working on the project. I said, this is the project we're going to work on, and kind of everything was kind of the same.
How's that process been, just working with her? And because she puts on good shows out here. She's one of the very few promoters, and
yeah, I mean, the shows have been nice. I'm trying to sort of abstain, I suppose. I'm trying to just like seeing what I can throw and what I can put on, and where I can apply the knowledge that I have learned. And I can't say that it has not helped. And I'm just trying to do everything right, at the end of the day. And yeah, I think working with her has definitely just been, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but it's not that big of a deal. It kind of is just like a give or take sort of situation, where I'm just gonna
you have to maintain a certain professionalism.
Oh yeah, of course. I think people should, but I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird, funny thing that I've been going through with working with them and whatnot. But it was nice. It's just like the Lucky You. Lucky You Lounge is just such a nice place to perform.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like, you don't get a lot of venues that are so open.
Right.
Every place is so dingy, and we're really trying to find like really good venues out here, but some places just have been like, either their COVID ruined them, or people are just trying their best out there, I guess.
Right.
But some spaces just are just too much anymore, that we're trying to figure out like where in Spokane can we like really turn up and figure some places. And we found some like interesting little nooks and crannies, but
As far as performing, who have been like some of the most fun people to perform with?
Top for sure. Top's so high energy. And really, I haven't really performed like with a lot of people in a very long time. Like, I've never really shared like the stage at the same time, like simultaneously with somebody. But like opening for people, I think opening for Nobi, opening for Sam, those shows were really fun. I think performing with YP, I do like YP. He's always he's so dope. Every time I see him, he's just got this huge smile on his face, and he just pulls up and puts on a great show.
Do you have anything big like as of now coming up?
Yeah, I'm working on a top. I'm working on a top with an album. I'm working on an album with Top right now, and basically we are aiming for June. Did you find that? That's okay. Yeah, it's coming out in June. We kind of were flip-flopping between May and June, just between like how everything's gonna work out. I want to make sure everything's just right, but that's gonna come out this summer, which I'm super excited for. We've been working on it all year, so this is just like this is just the beginning.
Really excited to hear that.
Yeah, As Bad as It Looks is also out. There's a Pyramid Sessions that dropped a couple days ago, and there's something else.
Tell us, like, what was the inspiration behind the song? Not As Bad as It Looks.
Oh, yeah, the inspiration. I was talking to Bears Best about this. I was really influenced by this song called Bob O'Reilly by The Who, and it's just like a very long, like, dramatic, like, synth 80s like song. Like, it reminds me of Runaway by Kanye. Kind of, because it's just very long and like dramatic like that, and that's just kind of what it reminded me of. And like I was said that already, it was very nostalgic.
It was
very nostalgic
song.
feeling.
All of your music is very nostalgic.
Yeah, I mean I love to set those kind of tones. I love the idea of laughing and crying.
Right.
I think that's a great emotion to feel.
Your album Vessel, bro. Like, that album is goated, in my opinion. Roller coaster of emotions.
It definitely is.
Opens up with literally my favorite song that you perform.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I so wrong for trying to do the right thing? That's a good one. Vessel's it holds a weird place in my heart. Some of those songs you'll probably end up seeing in a vault soon.
I wanted to shoot a video for that song so bad. I was like, oh my god. I have listened to that song so many times. Like, that song in 2020, I'm telling you, man, through the pandemic, like, people were going through hard times, and I'm telling you, if you haven't heard Vessel, go on Spotify right now. That whole album is just banger after banger, which is like, there's no bad songs on it.
I heavy-headedly like try to mix a couple of the songs myself, and I just wish. I love it. I love Vessel. It's a love-hate relationship. It'll always be in my heart. But I did try to take a lot of that on by myself during a very hard time because I was, like I said, trying to cut a corner. Can't really do that. But at the same time, the feeling will always be there. Definitely.
Yeah. You wear your heart on your sleeve. Each song is how you were emotionally feeling, I'm guessing, at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I heard 100K Baby, which was a big head on the beat instrumental, which is crazy in its own.
Yeah, I got that. I think it's kind of funny. I bought two of them through it was a kind of like I was paying towards, it was like a charity event that he kind of put on. So I was paying, like, I paid like a really flat rate for these two exclusives over the, I guess it paid for like bails for like protesters stuff like that.
That's dope.
During that time when there was war, famine, and pestilence.
That's awesome to have the opportunity to
death.
To have an opportunity to perform on a song like that, though, like, is wild.
Yeah, no facts.
And then me and you came together and made that video.
Yeah, that music video. Talk about that. What was that like working together?
Dude, it was fun.
It was awesome, really fun. Man. Yeah, it was amazing.
Mimosa came by. We were like, we went to
he makes a cameo in the video.
Yeah, we went to Lucky Leaf. We smoked a joint. I got in a dirty pool.
Yep. One thing I noticed is like there's like I make a bunch of music videos, but there's like a gap of time where it's like everybody in the videos are wearing masks, and that was one of those videos.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite videos that I've done by far. Like, just
I had a mace.
Yeah, I like that.
I was beaming, dude. I was beaming the whole time. It was great.
Yeah. That video to me is like 2020 summed up, like right there. That's 2020 right there. 100. If you haven't seen 100K Baby, go watch it. It's on YouTube. But that's 2020 in my opinion. Like that's a vibe for sure.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it was I wanted to put a period on that year, and even though it was so fucking terrible for me, I wanted I love to create. That was the way I expressed, and I still wanted to show people. I was always like, even songs that I have down on my phone that nobody will ever hear, other if you're not in the room with me. I'm okay with showing it because I was like, yeah, dude, listen to this song. It was kind of crazy, but it's like it'll be an idea for later, maybe.
Right.
And when people come to me and they're like, oh, show me one of your videos, or I'm showing somebody that I make music videos, I'm telling you, 100K Baby is one that I pop up quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's like it's
I agree.
Good.
yeah. But yeah, you also work with Lead Row on a music video. If I'm not mistaken.
I have. Yeah, a couple of Glass Park. I think Matt's used him a couple times too.
Yeah, how is the process of working with Lead Row? I know it seems like it's a more high production video, if you will.
Definitely when I started, that definitely was the quality ceiling. At least in terms of like a story, because I love concepts. Or at least like that's a big thing that I want to do with my art, is kind of like apply a song to a video and have it like kind of mesh, like both like narrating a plot of some sort.
Right.
And you can't really do, and none of my videos at that time ever did that. They were always so like point A, point B.
Right.
Stand here, stand there, and that was like, I feel like there was always a wall between like what I wanted to do, and I felt at the time that Lead Row could do that. And we've done we originally were supposed to do also Am I So Wrong for Doing the Right Thing, but it didn't happen because I Might Be a Liability, and I immediately was like, yeah, no, I want to make a song for this one instead of and he was like, yeah, that's fine. And we kind of just were ready to just do a whole new concept for it. And, it was cool. I love Taylor. Taylor's so awesome. He allowed me to just get weird. Like, I had a weird idea, and he was like, yeah, we can figure it out. This is probably what we'll need for it, though.
Hell yeah.
I was like, cool. I was like, hell yeah. I got his, like, pool with a fucking, like, pretty much like a full suit on. I just dressed I was like, fuck it. I was like, that's cool, because I was like, yeah, it's kind of a cliche, but at the same time, it was something that I never thought I was going to be able to enact or reenact ever, like, with my music.
You have these crazy ideas, but when it actually comes to putting it out,
exactly. And then it was like, at the time, then I was like, okay, now I can do this. This is how it looked. How do I want it to look next time? Like, how can we make this better? Like, there was like techniques and stuff that, I pick up on and figure out what can I do for my next video to make it like look and just feel a lot better. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to curate and more effective ideas to do some really cool visuals. And that's what we're kind of working on now before the summer.
Next, big visual?
I'm pretty sure that's going to be as bad as it looks. Really, I was supposed to film it for a while now, but it just keeps fucking snowing. We get a good day, and then it snows. We get a good day, gone. And, it feels like it was like, all right, good day. It's been a good day 2 days. We're going to do it tomorrow. And then it just fucking dumps the next day.
I did see the little reel you guys did for it, which came out really good, actually, in the diner.
Yeah, a lot of those are a lot of pieces, all Hollywood illusion being peeled away. Those were just like a lot of snippets that we had done for the promo for the original single at the first place.
Gotcha.
Whether or not some of those make the take or not, you never know. We do have a concept, and I am super excited for it. But as soon as we start filming, it's pretty much only going to be about a month turnaround. So
nice.
Definitely before anything else crazy goes on.
Hell yeah. Yeah, one other thing that kind of just that I'm thinking about right now is we saw you at the Better Days Music Festival. You performed.
Yes, I did.
Actually, I have video of
camped.
you going up to
camped there. Yeah.
I have hidden camera. I had you
I
mic'd
was running
up.
around. I was running around trying to fuck with people.
That
I'm
was
not
so
the best
funny.
at fucking with people. I realized, but I tried.
I mean,
That was funny.
everybody's got to start, and yeah, you did good for what it was. You know what I'm saying? Those are usable videos. 100%. There is usable content in there.
Yeah, word.
But yeah, just out in the cuts.
Let's use it.
Yeah, out in the cuts, just performing in the woods.
Yeah, dude. Better Days had so much potential. I think. It was just weird. There was just something about it that I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that they were sharing the land with another festival to save money.
Got you. Yeah.
That's one thing I didn't know. I didn't know they were going to have a whole nother festival going on
Yeah.
down the way so that we could use this little shack here
Yeah.
as a venue.
It's still, I still think it's a good to have that experience and just
Of
you
course.
know.
If it was my first experience, Bambi.
I don't.
I was on the same lands. I shit you not, before COVID. Same shit. Same fucking place. Same fucking shack. We actually played on the other stage last time.
Right.
So honestly, the last time I did it was pretty cool, but that one was kind of scary. There was a lot more people. It was like Hippieville. It was what they used to call Glow Fest. It was the first year at Glow Fest, and it was just some EDM company's version of an older festival that they had done. They were trying to mix barter fair with this festival, and basically a bunch of people were just fucked up, running around, crazy, whole bunch of crazy. That day was hot as fuck and it didn't rain, but Better Days, it did rain. It was really cold. The people who put on the show packed up in their RVs and left everyone there.
Yeah, it's you see some things for sure.
You see it,
Yeah.
dude. It was wild. Honestly, it was crazy. I think that's like a big thing that I really wish I could tell like younger people is just like, just don't let people drag you out in the woods. Just because it's called a festival doesn't mean it's a festival, man. And that was already what I talked about last time. Better Days was fun though. I did have a good second night because everybody showed up
Hell yeah.
and was ready for the rap stuff. I think it was like people poured in for this rock exhibit for day one, and then all those people left, and really nobody was camping. I think that was the problem. I think we were led to believe this was going to be there was going to be some people there. But the first night there was like no one there because it was raining. It was very obvious no one was going to be there.
Yeah.
It didn't clear up until we started doing stuff.
I just remember people like tripping on shrooms, like going back and forth between the stages. Like you have to go through the darkness of the woods. While you're
Dude, it
tripping
was so
balls.
dark. We just stayed in our car. It was way too dark and way too wet to be running around doing nothing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We thought we were gonna stay in our tent. That did not work out at all. Yeah, it sucks.
Oh, yeah, you slept
sometimes.
there, huh?
Tried.
Damn.
We tried to.
That's wild.
We did get a really good breakfast at Wolfie's though. We went back into Airway, and that was fire.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
As far as like management goes, L, how did you meet L? How does that come to be?
I tried to steal his hat in gym class, because I thought at worst case scenario I could probably beat him up if he said anything. But he ended up being really cool, and we used to be little shitheads in high school. And when I started getting more serious in music, he got more serious with his. He was going to college, and he does screenwriting, right?
Nice.
And he was always just a really good friend the whole time, and we were both really deep into like SoundCloud. We would be in my room smoking, like just looking in the cusp, just looking for some weird obscure artist. Was like, listen to this guy, and we're like, oh yeah, just like totally just being like little shithead teens. And
That's cool.
as we grew up, and just
So it goes way back for you guys.
oh
That's
yeah,
crazy.
and just came to the crossroads where we both were really invested in hip hop.
Right.
Just individually already, and he's way better with like managing things. I'm terrible at managing anything, so I don't know where I'd be without him now at this point. Like I feel like we're so deep at this point. It's like it's just great.
I think there's not a lot of people wanting to take that role on. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so he's
not a lot of people can.
Not a lot of people can.
Not only people can even like amount to try. Right. Sometimes I feel like some people do, and wonder why some like 2 + 2 is equaling 5 or something. They can't figure it out, but Right.
He's got it going, man. You got a good one for sure.
What do you guys do to like strategize for like as far as content goes and?
That's kind of a loaded question. I have to figure out what's not giving away my trade secrets.
No, I mean, how do you
plan heavy? Yeah, like we try to like, I think the first thing when L took me on, he asked me, he's like, so like your music's great and everything. What the fuck are you trying to say? Like, what are you trying to do?
Just hella high.
Yeah. Yeah, bullshit, kind of. But, in terms, he was like, really, he was like, yeah, Zaeshaun Haze, like, what is this, like, what are you, like, trying to, like, put out, like, in terms
So what are you trying to say?
No, honestly, I'm just, I was just telling him, I put on for my latchkey kids, like, everybody, like, I was raised by the railroads and shit. I got some dirt on my boots. No, I don't know. It's just life is messy. Life is ugly. Life is beautiful. Life is awesome. And sometimes it sucks, but that's okay. It doesn't.
Right. And you can't teach personality and like being an entertaining person. And I think you have that. Like you have.
Yeah, that's fair. That's really fair.
Something about you, bro, for sure. 100%.
I was gonna try to rebuttal, but I don't even think I could. That's really fair. That's a fair statement.
You got potential, man. I'm telling you, bro, you have more potential than you realize, I think.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, tell us, as far as like you doing music and stuff like that, like what big things do you have that are coming up? I know you have your music video.
And the album.
You have your album. As far as
shows this summer?
As far as
shows. I think that's kind of it right now, There's talks of spreading out, maybe doing like a little 3-shower, here, a 3-shower there. I'm just really it's we're running. That's it. That's
nice.
Really it, is we're running.
Hell yeah, that's badass. Cool. Well, happy to have you here. Any shout-outs you'd like to do?
Shout out AFFILI8D. Shout out Glass Park. Shout out Mimosa. Shout out L. Hi, Mom.
Hell yeah.
And that's
you like how I put your mom in that one video?
Yeah, dude. I remember asking. I was like, hey, I'm gonna grab my mama for a scene. Let's do a quick scene where I'm hugging my mom.
It's dope to have those. They're just like time machines. You know what I'm saying? Music videos, I feel like.
Yeah, no, they really are.
Takes you back to that moment.
I love documentary style, like music videos where like one was like, oh, we're just on a plane and then we do a show. Like I love those kind of videos.
Hell yeah.
Little smiles here and there. I was like, oh, it gives you those warm feelings.
Well, shit. When it comes to, I'm telling you, man, I think you really are the best that Spokane has to offer. You know what I'm saying? You are the top of the food chain. You're at the top of the game, man. Like,
oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, AFFILI8D's got a good one, 100%, and you guys all compliment each other, and I can't wait to see the content that you guys put out.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
The sky's the limit. You can go down many different paths, and I think whichever path you decide to go down, you're going to be successful.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
That's it. Great Bambi 42. Zaeshaun Haze.
Yes,
this is
sir.
Alpha Grand TV. We're signing out.
Hell yeah.
Top, stop.
Shout out Alpha Grand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out my man in the chair. Just know that I'm safe, just know that I'm good, just know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. I hope this ain't as great as it gets. Sometimes I tend to forget. This for the family, this for the bros, this for the home. I'm down in the cave cause I'm saving your souls. There was no heroes to speak on for foes, so you don't say I'm sorry, and I act like I'm wide awake, and I fall again. It's all in my head. I fall again. It's all in my head. Baby, blast you guessing, making a hit while I'm making another one. It's probably the question of why is you messing with niggas who even know I'm a drug. And baby, if that's how you feel, go ahead and play it inside of the field. I'm in this shit for real, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. And baby, I'm numb. You gotta remember to tell me you're done. I'm up in the ribs and I twisted the guts. I dipped out the crib, I got meetings for lunch, and now I'm just trying to chill. I'm broken the Dutch. I can't seem to get this shit off of my nuts. This is a toast, I'm raising the cup. Seeing some shit that I can't make up. So you don't say I'm sorry, and I act like I'm wide awake. I fall again, it's all in my head. I fall again, it's all in my head. You don't say I'm sorry, and I act like I'm wide awake, and I fall again, it's all in my head. I fall again, it's all in my head. If I take that leap, no, I'm a man of action. If I break my teeth in some comedic fashion, just know that I tried to make it better, baby girl, that's life. Don't blame the weather. Just know that I'm safe, just know that I'm good. Just know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. Just know that I'm safe, just know that I'm good. Just know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. Just know that I'm safe, just know that I'm good. Just know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. Just know that I'm safe, just know that I'm good. Just know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. You don't say I'm sorry, and I act like I'm wide awake. I fall again, it's all in my head. And I fall again, it's all in my head. Don't say I'm sorry, and I act like I'm wide awake. I fall again, it's all in my head. I fall again, it's all in my head. Know that I'm safe, know that I'm good, know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. Know that I'm safe, know that I'm good, know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. Know that I'm safe, know that I'm good, know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. Know that I'm safe, know that I'm good, know that it wasn't as bad as it looks. Thank you. Peace out.